Oakley dokley girls and blokeleys. Hello once again and good evening. It's a boy named Sue, coming at you live straight from Big Potato. Back with our Lucky Idiot playthrough of New Vegas. It's gonna be a short little stream tonight. Only like a little bit over an hour, somewhere in the realm of an hour or two. But we're picking up where we left off the other night. We were turning in with some of our side quests with the NCR here. We had a little stream crash once again. Seems to happen a lot more we're playing this game.
Welcome back.
But yeah, I'm just gonna pick up where we left off. Every station except Charlie has been given the new security code as Charlie was
The
wiped
station's
out.
been silent for quite some time now. I guess this confirms what we've all feared. Thanks for letting me know. I'll switch over all radio broadcasts to the new encrypted channels. This ought to help us stay a step ahead of any spies. Before you go, I've got another job available.
What else did you need me to
We've
do?
received some disturbing reports from some of the ranger stations. Heavy casualties at Alpha, super mutant legionaries at Delta. The weirdest one has to be the Great Khans and their trained death claws at Foxtrot. These reports can't be accurate, can they? I know you've already been out there, but could you do me a solid and confirm these reports with the rangers who sent them in?
You heard anything unusual about any of the other radio
Nothing is
stations?
severe. Charlie seems to be getting a lot of extra medical supplies for some reason, while Bravo hasn't requested a resupply in a while. Echo has been reporting heavy Legion activity down on their end, but that's about it.
Why is Charlie getting extra medical supplies if it's been wiped out? All right, I'll let you know.
Thank you, and good luck. Bye.
To the town of Aubrey rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his
buddy. You filed a report which said that Legion super mutants wiped out a NCR patrol.
No, I didn't. You might hear that kind of nonsense from a drunk trooper on the strip, but not from me. The Legion doesn't have super mutants. That patrol was wiped out by its own incompetence. A couple of the troopers were fooling around with a grenade when it went off. See you
Okay.
around.
That's not that exciting.
Did you need something else?
Yeah, Reyes sent me again. Curious about the high casualties at this station.
High casualties? We've had one broken ankle, but nobody at this post has died.
That's not what Reyes
Any
said.
injury, illness, or death gets radioed to Ranger HQ at Camp Golf. Chief Hanlon and his aides compile the reports and assign reinforcements as needed. And they're not needed here.
How could Reyes have been
There
wrong?
are other ranger posts around. Reyes might have mixed up the report.
Maybe you're lying to keep
Do
morale
a
up.
fucking head count then. Everybody's right where they're supposed to be. Reyes got the numbers wrong. Not much more to it than that.
Okay.
So long.
Her reaction tickled me.
Yeah?
Hey. I need to confirm your report about great cause with trained death claws.
You must be mistaken. I haven't filed any report like that. Trained death claws? I would have remembered that. If someone is saying I filed that report, that's a load of crap. I won't have my name attached to a clerical error. Be careful out there.
Yo.
Welcome back.
Rangers' versions of the reports they sent to the Camp Golf don't match what you received.
I knew it. Every one of the false reports was signed off by Chief Hanlon at Camp Golf. But why would the Chief manipulate the reports? I need you to take everything we found to Chief Hanlon and confront him with it. I don't want to make this public unless we have to. Bye.
Bye. All right. Oh shit. Whoops. You know what? Let's just do it again. But this time, we'll be a little bit more prepared, right? Okay, how many did I miss? 'Cause it seems like there's definitely more out here. I'm guessing I caused that thing to blow up. Sorry, respond to a message. Hopefully they can handle it because I'm still responding to a message. Damn. Alright. Ah! Help! What up, dog?
Hey, welcome aboard.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
I've heard.
educate the Blackfoots, or they were going to get wiped out with the rest of the tribe. Showed them how to use guns, how to make explosives. Once he taught the Blackfoots a thing or two, they needed him. And he no longer needed the followers, NCR, or anyone else. He decided he could remake the tribes of the Southwest whether they wanted it or not. He became Caesar, and Joshua Graham became his legate, his right hand. And that's where Graham stayed until Hoover Dam.
What happened to Graham after Hoover Dam?
Losing the dam was the worst defeat the Legion ever suffered. Graham had been with Caesar since the beginning, but he had to set an example. The Praetorians covered Graham in pitch, lit him on fire, and down into the Grand Canyon he went.
That was the end of him, huh?
It's not that clear-cut. You have to understand, Graham was the toughest son of a gun anyone around these parts had ever seen. Before Hoover, we had 5 kill reports on Graham from Rangers and 1st Recon sharpshooters who tried to take him out. Some folks think he's still alive. Call him the Burned Man.
Are the Blackfoots part of the Legion?
Yes and no. The Blackfoots don't exist anymore. Just like any other tribe that gets swallowed by the Legion. Caesar takes the tribal out of the tribe. Scrapes and burns off tattoos, breaks up families, forces mixed breeding so all the old loyalties die away. The only tribe in the Legion is the Legion. Caesar is the chief, father, and God, all rolled into one. Shoot.
How's the NCR doing?
Mojave Outpost sent word through the stations. The Rangers coming up from Baja moved through Dayglow a week ago. Some of the patrol rangers have reported that Oliver's power armor heavy troopers are starting to reinforce the front lines. Wish they got here a bit earlier, but that's a Senate for you.
What do the new Rangers mean for NCR?
The Baja Rangers can do more advanced night scouting, sharpshooting to assist the troopers. Ranger combat helmets are old pre-war gear. They have built-in low-light optics. Makes a big difference.
Tell me about the heavy troopers.
They have the best equipment the NCR can get its hands on. Power armor salvaged from our war with the Brotherhood. Techs strip out the joint servos so you don't need special training to wear it. It feels like you're carrying a Brahmin on your back, but it can take a heck of a lot of punishment. Shoot.
What's the Legion been up to?
Word is that the Legion's old-timers have shown up. Caesar's veterans from the Red Okie Centuria and what was the Painted Rock tribe. They're the best of the best and the baddest of the bad. Short of a Centurion or Praetorian, they don't come any tougher. You come across a pack of them, weigh your options carefully.
What makes the veterans so
Take
tough?
a regular legionary and age him 10 years. Whatever they lose to age, they make up for with experience. Life expectancy isn't long in the Legion. You live 10 years in Caesar's army, you're forced to be reckoned with.
Tell me about the Centurions.
There's no real equivalent to them in the NCR. Centurions are battle-born elite officers who earn their rank with blood and sweat. They wear special outfits, too, pieced together from the armor of all their defeated enemies. Good commanders, tough opponents.
Who are the Praetorians?
Caesar's elite guard. They travel with him wherever he goes. A bit of insurance in case any of his guests get funny ideas. They aren't the toughest legionaries, but they're the most devoted to Caesar. They believe in everything the Legion stands for.
Okay. Tell me about the
I
Rangers.
could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age, I'm not sure which of us would get tired first. What do you want to know?
Have any good stories to tell?
Suppose it depends on what you think's good. Most folks want to hear about Hoover Dam and Boulder City, but it's a long story. If If you want some tall tales about hunting down slavers or busting up gangs, talk to one of the younger rangers.
Must be something good the Rangers have done that you're proud of.
Kind of a long one, but all right. About 25 years ago, a group of NCR settlers pushed way south into Baja. I guess it doesn't seem so far now if you look at a map, but back then they were out of ways. They built this little shanty town around a well in the middle of nowhere. Called it Rattletail. Word got back to one of our stations that raiders had been attacking the place. I went out with 6 rangers. We must have been on the trail for a week before we got to Rattletail. We lost one woman to night stalkers and another almost died of dehydration. When we reached the place, it's 6 shacks set up around an old well. There's over 24 bodies lying in the dunes way outside of town, and 5 men with 308 rifles crouched behind sandbags. And these bodies, these people out in the sand, they aren't raiders, aren't even heavily armed. They're just people who are trying to get to the only well in 50 miles. I didn't have to talk to the men to see that they did not care one bit. They had planted an NCR flag over the well, and they would not budge until every last one of them was laid out dead and cold. So I walked up and told them there was a group of raiders coming, 100 strong. I made up some cockamamie name for them and everything. The men looked at each other, looked at us, and asked me what we were going to do about it.
Go ahead.
I told them we would take them back into NCR territory because we'd already lost 10 rangers on the way out. 10 rangers, 5 men with 308 rifles. Well, that was enough for them. They packed up what they could and we took them back north. Last I heard, they settled somewhere in Anza Borrego. Raised bighorners. Had some tough times, but it worked out okay for them. So there you go. That's my one bit of good.
What happened at Hoover Dam and Boulder City,
In
then?
big battles, Caesar deploys his legionaries in waves. Recruits up front, prime soldiers behind the recruits, old guard bringing up the rear. Opponents wear themselves out dealing with the first 2 waves, if they survive that long. When the veterans step up, there's not much fight left. Caesar can adapt, though, and when required, he can run any mix of legionaries as skirmishers and still retain order in the ranks. Joshua Graham, Caesar's old legate, he wasn't so flexible. When the Legion attacked Hoover Dam, General Oliver ordered his troopers back to the middle ground just after first contact. Graham pushed all of the legionaries onto the dam, filling the east side with recruits up front and veterans in the back, by the book. But once they were in, they were stuck there. Oliver's troopers were entrenched and wouldn't give a foot. That's when we ordered the Rangers and the 1st Recon sharpshooters to start picking off veteran Legion officers from a high ridge west of the dam. That only lasted about a minute before Graham ordered the back ranks to push through to the front and rush the ridge. Caused total chaos among the younger legionaries. Oliver's troopers fell back to the side walkways and stayed out of the veterans' way. By the time the veterans got to the ridge, we were already in Boulder City. They followed us down there, but we were out before they realized what was happening. We had packed the old city with C4 and dynamite. Crude, but it did the job. Those who didn't die in the blast were in no position to mount a defense. The ones left on the dam didn't know what to do. The troopers routed them. Graham pulled the remaining legionaries back, but the battle was over. He went south, back to the Grand Canyon, back to Caesar. And that was the last we saw or heard from Joshua Graham. Interesting that she would wrangle someone else into sorting out the problem. But I suppose you're in the right place. A lot of intel comes through here.
I know that you're the one manipulating the intelligence, man.
Hold on. If we're gonna have this conversation, let's go somewhere more private. Don't worry, not much bite left in this old dog.
Kind of funny having Boone just stand behind them all, intimidating the entire time I was talking to him.
Sorting and manipulating intelligence is what I do. It's what Rangers are supposed to do. This job isn't all gunfighting and gulping shots of whiskey, no matter what the boys and ladies out there say.
But you're inventing your own intelligence reports. I've seen the logs and talked to the
You
Rangers.
have you? Misdirection. When you're pinned down, outnumbered, and 2 days from any help, it's just about the best friend you can have. Misdirection's what saved me all these years. It's what saved us at Hoover Dam. But it's been 5 years now, and Caesar's right across that lake. He's closer now than he ever was before. I was a young man once. I know what it's like to want to fight for your home. But this isn't it.
Why did you do it?
It's never going to end. This fight with Caesar. People back home don't know what these young men and women are in for. The Legion is the worst enemy we've ever faced. But we can't stop Caesar here. Not without getting a lot of good people killed. More than anyone cares to count up. But even if we do stop him, I don't see how we're ever going to be able to pull out.
Aren't you fighting for the people in New
We're
Vegas?
fighting on their behalf, but Mr. House and the families are stringing us up inch by inch. They'll drain us dry while we fight and die over this dam. We offered them sanctuary in NCR territory before, but they won't listen. Troopers and Rangers have been dying here for more than 5 years while the families sit pretty behind that damn wall.
How does spreading false intel do
People
anything?
back home don't listen. They don't care. Senators, Brahmin barons, folks who are just trying to make it from day to day. It's been so many years that people forget about it. Conscription brings in fresh troops to die here every month, like a true team. And even if we hold this dam, what then? Are we going to send the NCR's men and women to die here for another 5 years? 10? Patrol the whole length of the Colorado for hundreds of miles? Holding this dam, it'll be the death of us.
But what does that accomplish?
Creating fear and instability among the troopers without causing harm. It's the only thing I could think of to shake things up. It took some people getting killed to realize I'd gone too far. I had to stop.
What do you think I should do about
First
this?
thing that comes to mind is to turn me in. But that might not be the best play, all things considered. Even if your heart's in the right place, I reckon it might do a lot more harm than good.
What will you do if I don't turn you in?
Oliver can't stand that Rangers got credit for victory at Hoover. Whatever I recommend, he does the opposite. I said I wanted us on the ridge. He put them right on the western part of the dam itself. We don't have enough firepower to hold that spot. If the troopers fall back, and they will, the Rangers will advance to cover Oliver's retreat. We lose the dam, Oliver in the center of ruin.
What about you and the Rangers?
Rangers are volunteers. Every man and woman who signs up is willing to die for the NCR. myself included. A lot of this is my fault. It's only right that I stand with them.
That's crazy.
Maybe 50 Rangers will die on that dam. We lose over 1,000 troopers every year. Being here is crazy. Getting out's the only sane thing to do.
I'm gonna weigh my options while I go and let my cat in. I'll be back.
I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number one was when you left me. I never knew I could hurt this way. And heartache number two was when you came back again. You came back but never meant to stay.
I've decided that I don't have loyalty to NCR.
I don't know if you're working for Caesar or if desperation's made me a heck of a lot more persuasive. Either way, this is the right thing to do. Now, I trust we're done discussing this. I'm gonna step through that door and pretend like we never had this talk.
He's gonna step through that door, huh?
Smart move for the Kings to back down. They didn't know who they were messing with. Hello?
And said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for. I waited, but you must have lost the way. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win.
I think we might just be screwed here.
Stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
I don't know what I should do here with the cons. like Bitter Springs and everything. I don't know.
My name is... I bought Duraframe Subject E as both the prototype and the... I was prepared. However, as a... If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts...
Navarro? Am I supposed to know what that is?
My name is... I was... However, if you're listening to this log from one of...
I can see that lone star from 1,000 miles away. It calls me back home, though I venture far astray. When I see that beacon shining for me all alone, it calls me back to Texas and to home. Lone star, shine down on my hometown, fill my memory, light my way. In the open loud, the open range all round, sunlight and the smell of new mown hay. I remember though I've wandered and much happiness I've found, still I wish that I could be back there today. I know my home is waiting for me by the river's shore. I know that all the ones I love will welcome me once more. In dreams I see them now, though it seems I'm bound to roam. My thoughts are still of Texas and of home.
sightings, we now estimate that Mr. House has at least 4 times as many Securitrons as previously assumed. He wouldn't show his hand like that if he weren't prepared to move. And neither the NCR or Legion can spare the troops to investigate. Which is why I'm sending you. Any other questions?
Won't getting rid of Mr. House have huge repercussions for New Vegas?
Perhaps, but that's not my problem. Vegas is a nice place for the men to go on vacation, but it'd be an acceptable loss next to the dam. Good.
Okay.
Then you have your orders. See that Mr. House does not present a problem. Dismissed.
It was over in a moment and the together round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the big iron on his hip.
I'm making sure we didn't fail any of the Yes Man quests.
Hello.
Oh wow. The game crashed. Yeah. I'll be back. He's back. We will not be going for too much longer, though. We're gonna go back to the strip, and we're gonna check to see what quests we can turn in without ruining other quest lines, I guess. If that makes sense. And then we're gonna call it after that. Which the next time I'll probably be on with this will probably be Tuesday night. I guess there's a small chance that I'll hop on tomorrow afternoon. But I don't think that I'm gonna have time on my day off, quite honestly. I think that I'm gonna be busy doing some other stuff.
What do you need?
Who the fuck are you?
Later. What do you need? Later.
You completely broke my concentration. Got what I was talking about. What's up, Benny?
Oh, hi again. Maybe they'll be devoured by giant scorpions. All sorts of things can happen to them out there. That's 4 down. Just 1 to go.
I'm gonna have the Brotherhood just leave them alone.
Okay. Consider them forgotten, along with projections that predict they'll be our biggest enemy. Forgotten! That accounts for all the tribes you needed to get through. As soon as Mr. House is out of the way, things will be great. There'll be so much I can help you accomplish. Hope to see you soon.
I thought Benny was a stand-up guy.
You should have seen Mr. House when he heard what you did to the Omertas. He was as giddy as a schoolboy. You do? Why, that's just wonderful. I'll take it and put it with the rest of the collection.
What do you have to report about the Omertas?
The emeritus who were conspiring against you are dead.
Well done. They won't be causing any trouble then. Your next assignment is to locate and destroy remnants of the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. The NCR nearly did the job at Helios 1 a few years ago, but there seem to have been survivors, unfortunately. Given the Brotherhood's fanatical views on technology, they can be counted on to oppose my regime. Please, put them out of my misery.
Any possibility of a diplomatic
We're
solution?
talking about a coterie of bulging-eyed fanatics who think all pre-war technology belongs to them. They'll never accept my using an army of robots to defend New Vegas. While it's a fight I can win, I'd rather sidestep it altogether.
I don't want to kill off the entire
Don't
Brotherhood.
tell me you've fallen for the stories of noble paladins on crusade, preserving mankind's technology in a benighted age. Dross. In any case, this is an employer-employee relationship. I've given you an assignment, and the directions are clear.
Surprised you haven't asked what became of Benny.
That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does. Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp. What else did you want to discuss?
Were you aware that, the White Glove Society used to be cannibals?
Yes, of course. But refraining from those dietary practices is a primary requirement of their contract. They've been good to their word. Put together one hell of a resort hotel, too. From what I hear, I'd want to eat at the Gourmand every night, if I were ambulatory. What else did you want to discuss?
Tell me about the Brotherhood.
They're a terrorist group, basically. Militant, quasi-religious fanatics, obsessed with hoarding pre-war technology. Not all technology, mind you. You don't see them raiding hospitals to cart away auto docks or armfuls of prosthetic organs. No, they greatly prefer the sort of technology that puts people in hospitals. Or graves, rather, since hospitals went the way of the dodo.
Why do you hate the Brotherhood
Because
so much?
they're ridiculous. Because they gallivant around the Mojave, pretending to be knights of yore. Or did, until the NCR showed them that ideological purity and shiny power armor don't count for much when you're outnumbered 15-1. The world has no use for emotionally unstable techno-fetishists. Just wipe them out, will you?
Let's get back to business. How will the NCR defend Hoover
General
Dam?
Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in detail. A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see.
What's your battle plan for
A
the
good
dam?
deal should be obvious to you by now. I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn.
What are your plans for New Vegas?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
How do you intend to enforce your claim on the city?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
Wasn't the NCR's army big enough to defeat your Securitrons and 3 families?
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated. Not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
What were the terms of your treaty?
NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harness the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
You go to war against the
The
NCR?
salient issue is that they will go to war with me if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those 2 armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
Say you keep control of Vegas, what happens
New
next?
Vegas is more than a city. It's the remedy to mankind's derailment. The city's economy is a blast furnace in which can be forged the steel of a new rail line running straight to a new horizon. What is the NCR? A society of people desperate to experience comfort, ease, luxury. A society of customers. With all that money pouring in, give me 20 years and I'll reignite the high technology development sectors. 50 years and I'll have people in orbit. 100 years and my colony ships will be heading for the stars to search for planets unpolluted by the wrath and folly of a bygone generation.
In the meantime, you'd rule Vegas as some kind of dictator?
I prefer the term autocrat. I would rule as a chief executive. I would not answer to a board of directors or any other entity. Nothing to impede progress. If you want to see the fate of democracies, look out the windows.
What's to keep you from abusing your
My
power?
judgment. I have no interest in abusing others, just as I have no interest in legislating or otherwise dictating what people do in their private time. Nor have I any interest in being worshipped as some kind of machine god messiah. I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss?
What's the deal with snow globes?
What of it? I enjoy them. There's something about a little diorama set inside a glass dome that I find pleasing. If you run across any out in the wastes, turn them in to Jane. She'll compensate you. What else did you want to discuss?
Where does Vegas get all of its electricity?
Hoover Dam, of course. A hydroelectric dam. The NCR had it up and running at 50% capacity within a year of occupying the dam. By treaty, New Vegas receives 5% of its output. More than enough. What else did you want to discuss?
What was Vegas like
It was
before
a
the
place
war?
of splendor. As magnificent as today's strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not far from here, and though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it.
You say that you saved Vegas
By
how?
2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
What preparations did you make to save Vegas?
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner.
Why didn't the platinum chip arrive on
The platinum
time?
chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War. It was to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too. Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was.
How'd you nearly die?
Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS. I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived. Goodbye.
Alright, bye-bye, buddy. So, we're probably gonna end up killing him, quite honestly, because, I don't really feel like having Veronica get pissed off at us for wiping out the entire Brotherhood chapter. Also, I just don't really like him that much. But I think that we're probably going to end up exploring more of the Mojave and trying to get more of those snow globes before that. So we can turn that in with Jane, because something tells me she's not going to be so chill if we kill Mr. House. So, whenever we hop back into this, we'll probably end up wandering around doing some punchy side quest bullshit, trying to find snow globes here and there. And, I don't even know if we'll jump into the last DLC before we make a move on Mr. House or not. But that's definitely on the to-do list. Either way, though, the next time I'll probably be on with this will probably be Tuesday night. If I'm on an odd tomorrow, it will probably not be for long. So, probably wouldn't even be this. I'd probably hop into something else. Either way, anybody lurking, hanging out in the background, thanks so much for being here. Hope you have a good night. And maybe I'll see you around sometime. This has been a boy named Sue, coming at you live straight from a baked potato, and I'll see you next time.